Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the University of Manchester, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you to the School of Arts, Histories and Cultures and Combined Studies graduation ceremony in the splendid surroundings of the Whitworth Hall. In particular, I would like to welcome your families and friends who are sharing this special occasion with you. I know the immense sense of pride that your family members must feel as they see you graduate. I'm sure that all of you graduating today will recognize the huge role that your family and friends have played in your success. It's not only the financial investment that they have made, but the support that I'm sure that you will have received when you thought that you would never complete your degree, the late-night calls, the constant encouragement, the shoulder to cry on. It is therefore right that we as a university also acknowledge the role that you, your guests, and our guests have played in the success of your graduation. We honor you because the students that are graduating today are doing so because of the dedication and investment of others like you. Even though many of you are leaving, this will remain your institution. We refer to the university community as alma mater because this is where we hope that you have developed your sense of humanity and where you have become part of a community. You have become who you are because of your community. So we hope that graduating does not end our relationship with you. At the end of this ceremony, you will join a community of more than 220,000 University of Manchester graduates living and working across the globe. Networks such as this become even more important at times like this. So make a special effort to join and play an active part. The Alumni Association will help you to remain in contact with the university and with each other through reunions, networking opportunities, the alumni magazine, and the internet. I do hope you will make use of the many benefits and services the association offers and enjoy meeting up with one another again in the future. Please make sure that you enable us to maintain contact with you by leaving your contact details with us. You are graduating today in a campus that has been transformed over the last 4 years. It's great not to go past a building site every day, and from my point of view, we now have some excellent bicycle parking facilities. But on a more serious note, when the new University of Manchester was created in 2004, we set out an ambitious plan to make us one of the top 25 universities in the world by the year 2015. We assess our progress through the grants we obtain, through the staff that we attract, and the rankings that are published, which assess universities across a wide range of metrics. Over the last 4 years, we have invested over £400 million to create world-class research and teaching facilities. Over 1,000 new researchers were recruited. Our rankings, based on the Shanghai University Academic Ranking, which is the one that's used most widely in the world, placed us now at number 40 compared to 78 4 years ago. Today, the results of the research assessment exercise were announced by the Higher Education Funding Council. The exercise is important because it provides information on the quality of research in the UK. It will determine how more than £1.5 billion of research funding will be allocated next year and for the subsequent 10 years. Based on that exercise, we have been rated as the third best university in England after Oxford and Cambridge, equal with University College London. 65% of our research staff have been judged as carrying out work which is world-leading or internationally excellent. It matters to us, and it should matter to you, because it shows that you have attended one of the best universities in the United Kingdom, and it will allow us to continue to recruit the best research staff and students, carry on building strong links with industrial and research partners, and sustain investment in our facilities. As graduates of the Faculty of Humanities in the University of Manchester, you are in an extremely privileged position, and your achievement in completing your qualification should not be underestimated. But I want to remind you about how privileged you have been. Consider first the fact that in our society today, of the 600,000 students who reach 16 each year, more than 300,000 fail to get 5 GCSEs at grade A to C. Most of those who fail to achieve those grades come from the lowest social groups. The fact remains that despite numerous government initiatives, only 40% of young people in this country have the opportunity to study at university. At research-intensive universities like Manchester, the number of students from lower socioeconomic groups remains pitifully small. In June this year, I travelled to Uganda to interview students who are being sponsored by our alumni to come and study in Manchester. It's part of our programme of equity and merit scholarships, where we hope to give the brightest students from countries where they do not have the opportunity or the resources to benefit from a Manchester education, to develop their skills so that they can make a difference to their own societies. Some of the stories of the students we were helping were heartbreaking, but each one of them realized the life-transforming impact of the educational opportunities that they were being offered, not just for themselves and their families, but for their country. It's a small program. We only have the resources to support 20 students. Over 1,000 applied, all of them highly intelligent and quite able to qualify to study at this university. They know what the famous Black American intellectual W.B. Du Bois said in 1903, that education and work are the levers to lift up a people. So you are privileged because you have been given an opportunity which most young people have been denied. Your future is bright. You may be graduating with a sense of foreboding. Outside this hall, the news is very worrying. We're entering a recession which people are predicting is going to be the worst since World War II. If we think that things are going to be bad for us, imagine what it will mean for millions in the developing world. I feel a sense of outrage when I read headlines that tell us that nearly 1 billion people in the world will suffer from hunger as a result of this man-made recession. We are facing not just an economic crisis, but a moral one. What was the legitimacy of a system that pursued economic growth for its own sake, willfully disregarding the damage that it was doing? Inequalities are the greatest that there have been for over 100 years. Our environment, our communities, our values were cast aside in the pursuit of growth that can now be seen as completely hollow. Our world has been turned upside down. But the outrage that we all should justifiably feel could be redirected into constructive forging of a new politics and a reordering of economic priorities. It is the graduates of universities like Manchester that have the potential to ask the questions and seek explanations for how we arrived in these turbulent times and how we can transform them. The skills that you have learned can begin to address some of the major challenges that we now face. Many wise people who should know better complain that today's young people are less educated, lazy and cosseted and unable to express themselves in speech or writing. But I prefer to take hope from research, which has described today's graduates as civic-minded, with little interest in a person's race, gender or sexual orientation, earnestly interested in values and corporate responsibility, as well as flexible working and working-life balance. The same research describes today's graduates as educated, bored by routine, success-driven, lifestyle-centered, anti-commitment, service-minded, environmental, entrepreneurial, opinionated, diverse, and goal-orientated. Who needs to be worried by recessions if that is a general description of the future generation that will be turning to get us out of this mess? As Manchester graduates, you will also be joining a very distinguished Hall of Fame. Today, our graduates can be seen in top positions in business, politics, sports, and the arts. Let me tell you about some of those from our Hall of Fame. Our founder, John Owens, created an institution which, as its founding principles, set out to admit students without respect to place of birth, without distinction of rank or condition in society, and without having to submit to any test of religious affiliation. That at a time when many universities required a pledge of allegiance to the Protestant Church of England before admitting students. Christabel Pankhurst, as the first woman to study law at Manchester, graduating in 1906, and who went on to use her legal skills to defend herself and many suffragettes in the campaign for equal rights for women. Irene Khan, who is currently the Secretary General of Amnesty International, was a graduate from the law school and is leading the fight for women's rights in the developing world. I had a pleasure to meet Irene when we honoured her with an honorary doctorate last year. She told me how Manchester University gave her a fantastic start in life, with a first-class education and an opportunity to engage in social issues of that time. She also told me about how it's important that we project the image of Manchester and as a university that builds leadership of young people through social conscience as well as academic and personal skills. And then there are people like Mira Sayal, who graduated in 1983 and whose innovative and radical work in television, film, and literature, and a passionate commitment to racial equality and multiculturalism, and through her writing and comedy, has contributed to a greater understanding of the way that racism operates in Britain. I take pride in working in an institution that is always willing to push the boundaries. Take the example of Arthur Lewis, who was Professor of Political Economy between 1948 and 1958. We honoured him by naming the new Faculty of Humanities building after him. He was the first black professor appointed in the United Kingdom and was awarded the Nobel Prize in 1979 for lifelong concerns with poverty and growth, agricultural and human development in developing countries. When you read the biography of Arthur Lewis, you appreciate his incredible achievement. He came from a poor family in the West Indies, wanted to study engineering and was not allowed to because it was a profession denied to black people. He then studied economics and chose an academic path. His first job at the London School of Economics required special permission from the Senate because he was black. He was asked to give assurances that he would not teach students individually, but only in groups. Such were the prejudices of the time. It's a credit to our forebearers that they made him a professor. And we continue to appoint the visionaries of the future. Recent appointments of Sir Partha Dasgupta and Mohan Munasinghe to the University Sustainable Consumption Institute and the Brooks World Poverty Institute are examples of iconic appointments in areas of research in energy, sustainable development, climate change, and the alleviation of poverty, where the university is planning to be a world leader. This ceremony has been repeated in much the same way in this hall for over 100 years. I myself do not understand the significance of all the bowing and doffing of hats, the standard bearers, the procession. But the essence of what the ceremony conveys is our independence, our role not as a bureaucracy or a government agency or a social service agency, but our job to train, to educate, and to question. The president of Harvard University put it better than I ever could when she said, "The essence of a university is that it is uniquely accountable to the past and to the future, not simply or even primarily to the present. A university is not about results in the next quarter. It's not even about who a student has become by graduation. It is about learning that molds a lifetime, learning that transmits the heritage of millennia, learning that shapes the future. A university looks both backwards and forwards in ways that must, that even ought to, conflict with the public's immediate concerns or demands. Universities make commitments to the timeless, and these investments have yields we cannot predict and often cannot measure. So a university education should be a transforming experience, where I hope you have been encouraged to confront your own personal beliefs, values, assumptions, expectations, hopes, and fears. We hope that we have helped you develop global perspectives and encourage you to reflect on wider social and environmental issues. But it's not just about achievement in the traditional sense that is important. We come to universities not only to further our careers, but to become citizens. And in order to make good citizens, our responsibility as your teachers has been to educate people capable of building just, humane, and sustainable human communities on a small and exceedingly dangerous planet. Knowledge, wisdom, and humanity, to translate the Latin motto of the university, is what we have tried to impart. So your ambition should match those of your predecessors. Our founding statement, read out when we created the new university in October 2004, stated that we wanted to make our university a place where students, whatever their backgrounds, learn to pursue truth through rational inquiry, where researchers engaged in discovery are also teachers, where research is valued both for its own sake and for the betterment of the world, where academic freedom is encouraged and protected, where the cultivation of cognitive skills, independence of mind, intellectual integrity, and artistic expression promotes understanding and appreciation of the best that is known, thought, and created in the world, and where students and staff are encouraged, as responsible citizens of their own societies and of the international community, to embrace fundamental human and civil rights as the only just, sustainable basis for a humane civilization. That is a challenge we now set to you. to use the knowledge that you have gained not only for your own and your family's achievement, but for the betterment of society, for tolerance and understanding. Education is what will help us to innovate, to challenge bigotry, and to embrace fundamental human and civil rights and meet the challenges of the future. During his presidential campaign, Barack Obama popularized a speech by Robert Kennedy in which he quoted George Bernard Shaw. I think it sums up beautifully the challenge for you and how you can use your privileged education. Let me paraphrase. Most people look at things as they are and wonder why. We should dream of things that never were and ask, why not? So on behalf of the university, I congratulate all of you who are graduating here today on your academic and professional achievements, and I wish you every success for your future careers. Thank you.
Vice President, on behalf of the Senate of the University, I present to you for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Catherine Jane Davis. Sinead Dempsey. Andrew John Frayne. Alison Jeffers. Suzanne Anna Wilhelmina Knoll. Shirley Ann Lucas. Anna Richardson. Dario Van Gameren. Julian Charles Waite. Richard Rodway Watson. And for the degree of Master in Arts in American Cultural Studies, Wisława Palaszyńska. Katarzyna Maria Sludarz. Christopher David Whitby. And in Ancient World Studies, Terry Jude Abbott. Ilias Anamadouris. Hayley Victoria Chelsom. Roy Michael Gilmartin. Nicola Melanie Goodwin. Liam Daniel Holian. Miriam Louise Schofield. Elizabeth Frances Shannon Little. And in Applied Theatre, Gary Oliver Falconer. Gemma Charlotte Rook.
Well done, Gemma. Congratulations.
Amy Christine Mary Ray.
Well done, congratulations.
And in archaeology, Gordon Stewart Marino.
Well done, Gordon. Congratulations.
Robert Matthew.
Well done, Robert. Congratulations.
Richard Lawrence Swift.
Well done, Richard. Congratulations.
And in art gallery and museum studies, Erin Beeston.
Well done, Erin. Congratulations.
Dominique Sarah Bignell.
Well done, Dominic.
Hannah R. Buckingham.
Well done, Hannah. Congratulations.
Zoe Elizabeth Burkett.
Well done, Zoe. Congratulations.
Dale Elizabeth Copley.
Well done, Dale. Congratulations.
Penelope Rose Dargan.
Well done, Penelope. Congratulations.
Emma Victoria Devlin.
Well done, Emma. Congratulations.
Sophie Ann Gallia.
Well done, Steph. Congratulations.
Lucy Claire Gardner.
Well done, Lucy. Easy steps this evening.
Caroline Joanna Grime.
Well done, Caroline. Congratulations.
Eve Catherine Ettershank Haddow.
Well done, congratulations.
Kimberly Lustina Hurst.
Well done, Kimberly. Congratulations.
Philippa Margaret Leeming.
Well done, Philippa. Congratulations.
Alexander Stewart Lees.
Well done, Alexander. Congratulations.
Mark Andrew Littler.
Well done, Mark. Congratulations.
Mary Lowe.
Well done, Mark. Congratulations.
Joanna Haley Marchant.
Well done, Joanna. Congratulations.
Jolene Sadler.
Well done, Joanna. Congratulations.
Sarah Elizabeth Stevenson.
Well done, Sarah. Congratulations.
Laura Jane Woodhead.
Well done, Laura. Congratulations.
And in art history, Sarah Baines. Suzanne Claire Mangian.
Well done, Suzanne. Congratulations.
Patricia Moore.
Well done, Patricia. Congratulations.
Nancy Gale Porter.
Well done, Nancy. Congratulations.
And in arts, histories and cultures, constructions of the sacred, the holy and the supernatural, Stephen Richard Gordon.
Well done, congratulations, Richard.
And in creative writing, Paul Michael Clark. Electra Georgiades.
Well done, Alexa. Congratulations.
Michael Edward Helmshaw. Maria Ann Nixon. Jason Lee Norman. Andrew William Pearson. And in cultural history, Thomas Joseph Sharp. And in early modern history, Sarah Ann Cosmer. Christopher James Perkins. And in English and American Studies, Laura Beckeris. Lillian Berry. Lauren Claire Hart. Liam David Hayden. Lisa Jane Hilton. Rosalind Lane. Catherine Mary McManaman. Jade Natasha Munslow Ong. Lucinda Alice Periak. Michael Quigley. Margaret Geraldine Catherine Toomey. And in history, Christina Michelle Brindley. Thomas Jonathan Duckworth. Anya Heather Graven. Emma Jane Sheldon. And in history of Northwest England, Geoffrey Gareth Morris Evans. And in Jewish studies, Raymond James Bridden. Simon Dominic Mayers. And in medieval and early modern English studies, Daisy Emma Black. And in medieval studies, Hannah Naomi Skelton. And in modern British history, Hella Rosborg Dinesen. Benjamin Mark Gershaw. David John Murfin Launder. Sam Mackay. Eloise Moss. And in modern European history, Lindsay Carr. Aphrodite Kastrizianaki Papadatu. Robert Pierce McWhinney. And in music and drama studies, Caroline Clegg. Anna Helen Corbold. Rachel Mary Ward. And in post-1900 literatures, theories and cultures, Neil William Borg Olivier. Yagena Razadi. Catherine Ann Saint. Natalie Claire Smith. David Wilkinson. And in post-colonial literatures and cultures, Peter David Lees. And in religion and political life, Ruth Hadley. Jinggang Liu. Mark Payne. Richard Munyurungabo Benda. And in screen studies, Neve Mary Donoghue. Adam Jennings. Robert Keeling. And in South Asian studies, Enrique Galvan Alvarez. John James Lean. And in theatre studies, Kate Elizabeth Stone. And in theology, culture and society, Judith Francis Skelton. And in Victorian studies, Leonie Rosemary Inga Jolyon Abels. Emma Elizabeth Lowe. Bob Nicholson. Lindsay Tock. And in war, culture and history, Samantha Ann Howard. Sarah Wood. And for the degree of Master in Music in Composition, Jonathan Daniel Brigg. Christopher Clark. And in musicology, Sakuraku Mishiro. Robert Edward Stewardson. And for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in American Studies with honors, Joss James Cryer. And in Ancient History with honors, Joseph Paul Driscoll. Katie Victoria Story. And in Archaeology and Ancient History with honors, Nicola Caroline Levy. And in Art and Archaeology of the Ancient World with honors, Anastasia Lily Egan. Cynthia Power. And in Classical Studies with honors, Maria Sofia Stivaros. Zara Tate. Hannah Whitaker. And in Drama and English Literature with honors, Rachel Lydia Start. And in English Language and Literature with honors, Colin Taylor. And in Economic History and Economics with honors, Kevin Lee. And in History with honors, Christopher Barnett. Jessica Ann Field. Yanis Hatsika Mayanis. Geraint John. Hugh James Morrissey. Aidan Joseph Kevin O'Callaghan. Patrick Toole. Richard John Ward. And in Modern History with Economics with honors, Sadie Roach. And in History of Art with honors, Catherine Caroline Davis. And in Politics and Modern History with honors, Susanna Dixon. And in Study of Religions and Theology with honors, Asya Desai. Emma Marie Sweeney. And in study of religions and theology, biblical studies with honours, Naomi Wilkinson.
Vice President, on behalf of the Senate of the University, I present to you for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Combined Studies, Suzanne Zatman. And in Literary Studies and Drama and Classical Civilization and Art History, with honours, Samir Singh. And in Philosophy and Jewish Studies with honours, Daniel Moses. Partnership for Theological Education and for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Jacob Davidasan Devaraj. And for the degree of Master of Arts in Contextual Theology, Jane Day. Mabel Rudo Nyazika. Rosalind May Selby. And for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Contextual Theology with honours, Trevor Eric Beckett. Ingrid Shelley.
Today we have celebrated the award of your degrees. Congratulations. On behalf of the University of Manchester, I extend to each of you our very best wishes for your future. I now declare the ceremony closed.